The Penn Avenue Arts Initiative is a joint project of the Bloomfield Garfield Corporation and the Friendship Development Associates, and the goal is to use the arts and artists as a means of developing Penn Avenue, which runs in between both communities.
They are the ones who make things happen here. Without them, I don't think maybe any artist would move here.
I work with artists directly in marketing Penn Avenue, trying to bring them to Penn Avenue, introducing them to our entire program, taking them through buildings on Penn Avenue that they may potentially be interested in buying or renting.
It is not the center of one community. It's a center of 3, 4, 5, 6 different communities. It's the border, actually. And because it's blighted, it could just stay that way and get worse, or we could help to make that better.
Well, here's this neighborhood that's trying to stay alive, and here comes an organization that wants to, save it and make it good for everybody. Yeah, that's exactly how things should be done. It's a community interest in the community.
They're investing the money here that other people are scared to invest.
It's like that first brushstroke, It's like, okay, this is what I have, and let's see how this is going to change. Let's see what we can build now. It's that first brushstroke that and you hear it happening, you feel it happening.
It's a way of engaging artists in a process of creating a place and process of creating a community.
What Penn Avenue did was marry people and community with real estate and commercial opportunity. And we were interested in that as an experiment to see, could that happen and where would that take us? And I think that we are seeing a lot more momentum as a result of bringing those elements together rather than just treating real estate as real estate.
The Penn Avenue Arts Initiative is just a very uplifting series of things that happen in the community that bring life to it. So from that standpoint, people have a sense of a positive feeling about their community, and they want to give back.
Now we do have someone that wants to step into and bring something to the neighborhood, and they're very welcome to come.
We really wanted to be in a neighborhood and make a difference, be where we were wanted, be where we could afford something, and bring what we're doing to a neighborhood that would appreciate it.
We're really working to become kind of a facility for education and classes, which really is going to involve the community, I hope.
The community, I think, feels very positive about the artists here. Because when I taught these young children, I could see that the parents were very much surprised to find a really nice studio space here and artists who are capable and loving to teach their children.
Some of the things I think they're doing will be all right, but I think they need more businesses instead of the arts.
It's not just about renovating a building and making it look nice. It's ultimately about people.
It's about connecting. It's about the sharing of humanity, getting beyond those boundaries.
What we do is offer events to market Penn Avenue, to really bring the neighborhoods together, to understand the artists and meet the artists and understand what's going on in a program, but also to get feedback from the community.
They do a lot for kids. And I used to be the biggest down, knocking them all the time. I used to knock them real big. Until I sat down and discussed it with them and found out what they did do. I felt like an idiot because I found out they were doing a lot better than I thought.
They really care about these kids, and they're really trying to make a difference in that neighborhood.
As people begin to see expressions of creative experience, you begin to realize this is a larger universe than just what this neighborhood historically has been. That there are people who have the ability to show you things and to communicate things to you that you may not have heard before in your life.
I did a room poem with the young people through the Penn Avenue Arts Initiative. It was a room that was going to be refurbished totally so that we could work directly on the walls. Everybody had a section of wall, and then the young people did their thing.
The festival is definitely the most exciting because it brings so many people. People from many different ethnicities and races and socioeconomic backgrounds next to each other enjoying the day.
We had a parade, which was fantastic. We had the big monsters, dressed up costumes, and they were all handmade. The children took a part in making them, and it just was so fantastic.
People get really excited about seeing, 10-foot puppets march down past their house, or seeing paintings and things that are going in and out of buildings and seeing this kind of activity and more people on the street. Suddenly it's bringing a whole neighborhood to life, and I think people want to be a part of that.
I think artists tend to have more vision than ordinary people. So I think that when faced with the shell of a former building or the wreck of a street that Penn Avenue may be at this point, they can see what it can turn into.
We decided that this place is important for the city.
New things are occurring in a neighborhood that everyone feared had no life left.
In Penn Avenue, you can actually be a pioneer. You can actually start something, and it can actually be real, and you can actually be a part of it. You can be a piece of the puzzle instead of the icing on the cake.
People are really, really excited. We see the change that's happening and also the potential for change.
To me, art should very much be a part of life and have to deal with the concerns that we have in living.
To make art, you have to be very honest. And to be very honest, you have to transcend boundaries. And to transcend boundaries, racial, all these things really don't mean anything anymore.
If you have enough artists, maybe they'll fix their places up. Maybe they'll bring other businesses in, you know.
If Penn Avenue can become the multicultural arts district where it's headed, then we're brutally successful.
The Penn Avenue Arts Initiative actually happened because each community is identifying with Penn Avenue as a part of its own.
There's young, there's old, there's conservative, there's liberal, there's all different kinds of tastes and what people like, and we need to sample all of it.
You got at least 7 nationalities living in this one block. Everybody get along.
People are friendly here, you know? And coming in as an outsider, they let me play along.
I actually encourage very different types of people to come to my shows. You know, who knows? So the guy who's a plumber might meet the woman who is an anthropologist. Who knows? Maybe they'll fall in love.
I think initially among existing business owners, there was a lot of skepticism and a lot of doubt that the Arts Initiative would really lead anywhere. But as they see new things emerge on the street, it's beginning to change opinion. And it's beginning to make people maybe rethink what their own viewpoint is about what an area like this can be.
We've seen Penn Avenue become a place where you can go on a Friday night, on a Saturday night. We have several ethnic restaurants, and we're trying to create some more of the amenities that go along with artists. We have a coffee shop that's interested in moving here now, and we're working with them. So we've seen lots of groups of people, and even non-arts groups, want to get involved.
A lot of people will travel distances for a wonderful piece of antique furniture or to see the show that they really want to see. And they have the financial security to be able to do those things. And so you're bringing them into a community that needs that financial support.
Time and time again, artists move into bad areas and bring them up and make them function again.
When we first came, there were prostitutes hanging out on the corner and drug deals going on across the street.
The changes have been tremendous, really, and that's a very nice thing to see.
When they first said they was coming here, I looked at it down. I said, well, here come these art people just going to try to take over our neighborhood. But I think it's going to really help now because they'll bring more people up here, and when more people will see it's not what the media made us out of to be, then more people will look in here and we'll get more recognition.
There will be more activity on Penn Avenue, more opportunities for various commercial and entertainment.
We initially sit down with an artist and find out what their needs are, what their interests are, what they would like to do, what their long-term kind of vision of their life is, and how they can imagine themselves either owning or renting a space.
Because I had never done this before, I had never tried to seek buildings, or I never had to go and apply for a mortgage, and anytime I had questions, they were right there to help.
They helped me with financing to find a bank who would give me a loan, and then they gave me an improvement loan, and they also gave me a grant.
To be able to do the improvements on the theater, we took out a loan through the Penn Avenue Arts Initiative at very low rate.
We learned about the Penn Avenue Arts Initiative, and here they were, Community Development Initiative, looking for an arts project to come to their neighborhood. And so they showed us this terrific building at 5472 Penn Avenue, and then the deal was sealed.
Empowerment plays a key role in letting each individual know that they're a part of. They had something to do with it. They were involved.
They start doing real good. It's gonna make me do a little better, and everybody else is gonna get better.
When you're talking about a community that spent the last 15 to 20 years seeing people move and leave and disinvestment happen, I think that new life and energy everybody gets excited about.
The Arts Initiative, I think, is an extraordinary opportunity for our greater community, and it can maybe serve as a model for other neighborhoods, other communities.
It's not looking at people and consigning them forever to one stratum in American society. It's saying, yeah, you can move beyond that stratum. You can experience some of the richness, some of the delight, some of the soul-searching that art is known for.
Penn Avenue Arts Initiative gives you the possibility to own the space. So once you create that energy, you can stay there and maintain it.
Now there's 8 buildings on the right of me that are, artists' lofts and, people living in there, and it's functioning as a business. Down here there's a couple art businesses. There's a gallery down here, there's a gallery down there. I'm very proud of what we did.
That was one of the most interesting things in investing in it. You had very experienced community developers who had been there for quite a while, who were really the backbone for what's going on in the community. But then you had some younger people who were newer to the scene and had a lot of energy and passion and a lot of new ideas. And the fact that the two were working together was pretty exciting.
Being able to have a studio, small yard for a garden, neighbors, strong community, space to do my work, to live, and also to open it up to do workshops with children. I see having the life that I wanted, and until now, I have not really been able to find it.
My hope is that the investment continues to get made on Penn Avenue, and that the two communities, which are predominantly Friendship and Garfield, continue to push forward with predominantly the two different races working together on a common goal.
My hope would be that the activity that we're creating will help the existing neighborhoods by drawing attention to them, by having people coming through more often, but not to the degree of gentrifying.
I see wonderful things happening here. I know what's planned, and I think it will all happen. They will restore all the houses that are really run down, and more artists will move in, and it will be a very, very lively area.
I believe that the artists and the young people that are in this city that are trying to live here and trying to do something are the architects that will make the old house a new house.
We're just growing, and it's taking some time, but once that empowerment comes together, you ain't gonna be able to stop that section of Penn Avenue. We gonna be on the roll.
This is the Arts Initiative. This is to get everyone together to feel good, to see that there's possibility and change, to speak this language together, even though there's a street separating you.
To have a multicultural arts district, a place where artists live and work, a place where people can come and make art, can experience art being made, can enjoy a show, can eat at a number of sort of ethnic restaurants, something that is really neighborhood and grassrootsy. I think there's something very regional about that. An amenity unlike anything else in the city.
In the long run, it's about the future of the community. It's not about today. It's not even about the next 5 or 6 years. It's much further down the road. Can those children raise their children in that community? If they can do that, and people want to stay and raise their children there, then I think that that program's been a success.
The opportunities that exist here, both physical opportunities through available buildings and available grants and available support through consulting, and the sort of emotional or welcoming ways of the neighborhood and the avenue, and the economic opportunities of the city and the region and its position in this sort of cultural transition make this a perfect time and a perfect place to invest.
Imagine
I